Well, one track is off, another one is on. Now this is a cat AD-30. It's a mine truck. За туманом и за запахом тайги. The steering wheel is all crooked. Okay, let's go disconnect. Jeez. YouTube video. Yeah, I see that thing has a pin. You see the pin in the middle?
Yeah.
So I want that pin pretty much like
Center.
yeah, if I could, because I hate these articulate, right? It's the end of the day. I didn't want you to get stuck here till tomorrow.
Yeah, I just putting some chains on and I'm out of here.
Well, that's fine, but
Yeah, I see, like before, either this tire was here or that freaking tire was there.
once you get set up,
Yeah, you have to basically, you cannot correct it on the trailer. You have to get off, right?
you gotta try to hit it straight on.
Yeah.
And just you can play it low.
Today lineups are everywhere. I'm trying to get into a truck stop, and for some reason the line is not moving. Like all they have to do is just grab a ticket from the machine. Like no human contact is necessary, but it's probably something is wrong with the machine. Yeah, sorry for my look, but it's so hot outside. I was loading this machine, so here's a quick gist of what happened and why I had this old guy escort me. Is because my Twig card expired earlier this month, and I planned on renewing it, but you know, you have to go to a specific location. Like Twig offices are not everywhere. But then I learned that one guy told me that there's a Twig right on this Browning Highway in Baltimore, and you can park the truck there. And so when I was given this new load, I just drove from Newark this morning right to Baltimore, and I parked the truck there, went inside, no appointment, nothing, did everything. The only problem is that you don't get the card right away. They just give you a receipt, right? But sometimes some guys online were saying that if you show, you know, when you try to enter the port, if you show your old card and the receipt, they might let you in. But I think that only works when your card maybe like expired like yesterday, you know, on the day before, or expiring today. But mine expired like July 2nd or something. And so I showed them my old Twig card and the receipt that I paid, you know, but of course the new one is coming like in a few weeks. I have to pick it up in Buffalo. They don't ship it to Canada, so they can ship it to any office. I said, well, I'm not sure when I'll be back in Baltimore, but if everything fails, I can jump into my car and just drive across the border to Cheektowaga, you know, Buffalo. And so they're gonna let me know when it's in. And so because of that, the security sent me back and they said you have to use an escort. So they gave me a slip of paper, and I thought there was I saw some stupid sign, free escorts, but that's all BS basically. I call one guy and it's $50 an hour US. So what is it? 5.3, so it's like 65 Canadian an hour. Very hot today. It's probably like around 30 C or maybe like 90 F. But this guy, you know, he's sitting there doing nothing. I said, hey, can you at least spot me? Because this machine, you know, it's very hard to load. And even with this guy watching and he's pointing, I said, here's what you have to look for. Like there was a pin in the front of the machine, right in the center, there was a pin. And I said, look at this, and then look at the kingpin hole on my trailer. So just point me which way. But, you know, as soon as I turn the wheel a little bit, the whole machine, like the body moves, right? It's like, so with this guy watching, I was doing it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I was on the trailer, off the trailer, on the trailer, off the trailer, because one of the tires was too much to one side, and, you know, driving and thinking, is it gonna flip over? But of course, it's so heavy. Well, they told me it was like 72,000 pounds, and then I just scaled. And I don't even have to use my pusher axle, because I'm 12,000 on the front, 44,300 on the drives, and 56,680 on the trailer, for the total of 113,040. So minus my empty weight, 47,000. Normally I'm 47.4, but I don't have much fuel now. So 66. That's what it weighs, 66,000. So it's not that heavy. And then basically, eventually, the guy you saw, I don't know if I recorded that, but Jesus. It was a forklift. A guy in a big forklift came over and said, "Are you okay?" I said, "No." He says, "Okay, get out." And I saw he was looking. I said, what's the reference point? What are you using? Because the hood is so huge, it's like driving a Peterbilt, you know, like you don't see anything. I wonder how those Peterbilt guys manage, you know. But and this thing was oh yeah, so and the escort was we spent 3 hours, so $150. I said, oh, and they don't take credit cards. I said, well, then you'll have to escort me to the TA, because there is a ATM bank machine somewhere in the port, but it's nobody knows for sure where it is. But here's a bank machine, and only charges $3.95 as a fee, which is extremely reasonable. And so I got $200, gave him $10 tip. I said, here's 160, right? Because I didn't even ask him for a change. But anyway, yeah, so that guy, to get back to the port, that guy, even he looked like he knew what he was doing, but even he had to do it twice. He was the front part of the machine was on the trailer, and then I said, I see that the rear tires are a little bit off, you know, and he just drove off, corrected it a little bit, and he stuck his head on the window, and he was looking at his tire. So now I know how you have to load. So he says, make sure you're straight, that the body of the machine is not turned, and then you just look at your tire, you know. And so I said, sir, you're an angel. He was smiling. I said, I don't know how long it would take me, you know, because even with it, but just to give you an idea, right? Okay, I can be an idiot, right? Like, truckers are not very smart, but there's an escort guy looking and pointing, and basically I follow his, like I said, okay, look at this pin over here, look at just make sure they match, right? Like, okay, and he's pointing me this way, that way, okay. So, and he says, yeah, like I can see by his hands that everything is perfect. And then I start going on the ramp, and of course I have to add a bit of throttle. And when I see him again, he says the machine is off. I park it, I go outside, and sure enough, either like usually the right side, for some reason the right tire was too much like hanging on the right, or the left tire was hanging too much, like, jeez. Anyway, but finally I made it. I got to the truck stop TA here, and there was some hold up again. Some guy was trying to get out and was arguing with them. He didn't want to pay because, you know, you gotta spend, I think, like what, $20 on the truck stop, or buy 50 gallons of fuel to get free parking after 2 hours, like 2 hours of free. And everything was blocked there, and I couldn't turn because there's another guy too close coming from the opposite direction. So yeah, I got my permit for Maryland, for Pennsylvania, and I think I just got New York. So everything's cool. Okay, I got my ticket. So now, oh yeah, and so I took the reserved spot. I don't care, you know, I want to go. Look at that guy. Yeah, we're recording everything. You hit me, it's going to be on record. No, he didn't hit me. Too bad. And so I'm gonna go inside and pay, because there's no other spots, you know. I have to sleep somewhere. I'm gonna pay for the reserved parking. I already paid for the scale. And now TA, our Canadian cards, fuel cards, stopped working at TA. I can fuel only at Pilot now, so I have no points for a shower, so I'll have to pay for a shower. But at least the good thing is that last time I was playing with all this Wi-Fi. You know, I tried Pilot, I tried Flying J, and then I was sitting at a TA for some reason, and I signed up for 30 days Wi-Fi, and I find it's pretty fast as well, just like Pilot. And I still have like 2 weeks left. I did only 1 month. So why is that good is that once I go take a shower, and I can do this movie, right? But let me show you this machine and do some commentary. But first of all, the tricky part was there's a big overhang in the front, and of course ideally you want to load you want to bag this, you know. And when I brought the machine and I saw that it's gonna touch somewhere here, you know, when I didn't use the boards, I went back and I saw that the end of the box was still too far out. I wouldn't be able to rehook to the trailer. By the way, here's another reason why you need a 26-foot deck, I think. But actually in this case, no, even I had a 24 deck because we were using this. But you see, I put the boards down so that the machine can clear. And that bolt over there, so it's just a couple of millimeters, but there's nothing I can do. But it's not gonna go anywhere because, so I used over here, these were too small, so I had to use my clevises, the clamps. Oh, and that's the pin I was talking about. So I was telling the guy, watch that pin with the red hat, right, and just match it to the middle of my trailer. And he couldn't do it because the machine was moving. Of course, it was my fault. Huge tires. And so I put another, there was no tie downs, I used this one long chain in the middle. And then I locked this. I had to restart the machine because they were not going in, you know, you have to wiggle a little bit, right? I asked that escort guy to watch here and just tell me which way to move the front. Oh, that's a tie down over there. I didn't see that one. There's two tie downs here, but I don't know, they're too tall, and then the chain will be rubbing here. No, that's good enough, especially since it's not articulating now. So I got two chains in the front, one big in the middle, which is like two chains, two short chains, and I got two chains in here. So where can it go? Nowhere. And the bucket is locked, or the box is locked, right? And so this is Caterpillar AD-30. It's only about 8 feet tall, so it's designed for mines. Kind of like the same as your dump truck, only very low profile, right? So the driver, see, the driver sits pretty much on the same level as the box, where in a usual truck the box is much taller, right? And this side is heavier. I looked up the specs online, but you see the way it's loaded, that's my middle, right? So this is perfect. Like the wheels are pretty much equal distance, and as I said, my weights are excellent. So I don't have to use my pusher, I just keep my fifth wheel all the way to the back. So that's my next load. And funny enough, I'm going to the same area where I just loaded. What did I pick up? That big rock truck. So I'm going back there, the Sudbury, Ontario. You know? All right, so time now to relax, take a shower, regroup, have a very big brunch plus dinner. Because all I ate today, now it's like almost 6 o'clock, all I ate was, I had the Venti Americano at the rest area on I-95, and I had my protein shake, but like 2 scoops, which is probably like 40 grams of protein, and that's it. I didn't eat anything else. And then I bought a jug of water, so you know, you need water, so I was drinking that. So this is it. And then tomorrow morning I'll start trucking, and my delivery is Monday.